As a busy Christmas period was ahead for the backroom staff for the BFC Brass, Franz Berg was determined to finish this year off strong. Already with 3 or 4 formation changes, there wasn't a recognised style of play firmly set. At the end of December, Franz has a meeting with the board to discuss where he wants the team to go and where recruitment should be focusing their searches to bring in the right people for the style of play that he wants. But before all of that happens, Franz must compete in the league first. Their first game starts against Hannover 96 as BFC take on their second team in the first return game for Elias Meyer. The game would start extremely quickly as an informed Vogel would slide in Muller to score yet another goal on his already impressive total. Keller, playing a bit deeper today, would have his long-range effort turned over the bar for a corner. Hannover, with some real fine quality, would find the back of the net with a stunning free kick after a really poor defensive display. Theo would once more show his goalkeeping prowess with a fine save from this effort, before once more stopping a near post shot, keeping it all square. Just before half-time, a free kick would barely miss their man as a golden opportunity went begging for the away side. The second half, Muller would get his second of the day with a composed finish after an assist from the young Bauer. Elias Meyer was on in the second half and was welcomed with a thunderous challenge, resulting only in a yellow card. Just 5 minutes later, he would be on the end of another crunching tackle as the same man would foul once more, resulting in a red card, putting Hannover down to 10 men. From the free kick, another set-piece play would find its way to an unlikely scorer in Beck, who found the top corner with a rocket. A top performance from BFC, who look like a firm favourite to finish around the promotion places. Before the next game, a bid for an out-of-favour Hannes Peters was made by Dundalk. The club was looking for a swap deal plus cash. Although swap deals were something BFC were interested in, this one just didn't make sense. So a deal worth €200,000 was set up by both clubs and they accepted. Hannes Peters would be on his way out of the club in January. Janssen was also fully fit and rejoins the squad. The game up next is our featured fixture, a top of the table clash between first and second, the biggest test for BFC so far. I'll hand you down to the commentary team as Franz looks to cement his side's title challenge.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's featured fixture, which is BFC Germania versus FC Ingolstadt. It is a game at the top of the table, with Ingolstadt being in first and BFC being in second. It is a game that is going to be entertaining and filled with lots of chances and goals, hopefully, as we see BFC in their white kit firing from right to left. Ingolstadt, though, on the left-hand side, early on, 1 minute in, looking to have a chance. Kawara! It's a good save by Theo, outstretched right hand, pushing the ball away, but the ball has not been cleared as Plath loses out to Di Benedetto. Now Vogel, who has been in some fine form, looks to stride forward and has men over. He has found Bauer into Muller, who's got a really good opportunity, and that is a wonderful tackle by the centre half as the ball is finally cleared. But Lang, not easing up the pressure, finds Bauer into Sam Fox, who fires well wide. Already 4 minutes in, some big chances at both ends. Hopefully the game is going to continue like this, but the score is still 0-0. Ullman, who's done really well since coming in, despite his age, he has provided some real quality down this left-hand side, whether it be in a 4-4-2 diamond situation that they're playing today. As Bauer has Vogel in the box, actually left-footed shot, and it crashes off the crossbar. It's a really good effort by Vogel, who has been one of the most dangerous players for BFC this season. But unfortunately, it is still 0-0. Vogel out to Berger, the captain. 22-year-old's been at the club for quite some time and has been a solid player this season. Di Benedetto though, over to Keller, into Bauer. He has a bit of space, and again Malona makes a really, really important block. Lang over to Ullman as he looks to attack down this left-hand side, finds Keller, who does have men in the middle. Keller to Vogel, Vogel to Muller. Lovely little drag back into the box. Can he find some space? He can't quite. Finds Bauer, finds Sam Fuchs, and he this time crashes off the crossbar once more. BFC already hitting the bar twice. The score remains level, but it looks like BFC the more of the likely teams to score at this moment in time. As Gawara has it on this left-hand side, Lang steps in really well, winning the ball back. Finds Vogel, the ever-present threat in that midfield. As is Keller, finds over to Berger. Berger back to Sam Fuchs. Into Keller once more. Vogel loses out, and it looks like he's gone down with an injury. Something BFC fans will not want to see at all as they come down the right-hand side now. They do have men in the middle if they can find them. Hopper, Borkowski, into Deichmann, back to Hopper. The pressure is mounting, and Schmidt has done really, really well to step in. Gawara in to the middle of the field. You can see Vogel still carrying that injury. It might be a case where he has to be taken off. Not something the BFC fans want, but that's a lovely, lovely pass into Borkowski against the run of play. FC Ingolstadt have taken the lead, even though BFC have looked like the more likely out of the two teams to score. Ingolstadt punch one in at the other end. A really, really well taken finish past Teo, who just had absolutely no chance. The ball flies past him and it's FC Ingolstadt 1, BFC 0. Vogel still carrying that injury, it seems. Plays it into Keller, who's not moving very well. Finds Ullman, back to Keller, now into Bauer. Lovely little bit of skill. How has he kept that? And it is 1-1 immediately from kickoff. The young 16-year-old with some ridiculously tight dribbling control on the edge of the box. We're going to see it once more. Absolutely does his man and finds a wonderful left-footed finish into the top corner. Some real individual quality from the BFC man. The score is all even at 1-1. Two goals in the matter of minutes. It is looking like it's going to be a fine setup for the second half, but first there are still 3 minutes to get there as Gawara blows past this right hand side, finds Plath. Back to Gawara once more. They have men in the middle, and Teo this time able to reach the shot, putting it out for a corner kick. A set piece routine as they look to play it into the near post, and it looks to be judged as handball. So the second half underway then. Vogel has been taken off, I have been told, for Elias Meyer. The injury is just a little bit too much for him to continue. Elias Meyer, though, has had a semi-decent start to his BFC career. Some good moments, but some also tough ones, as Bauer finds Muller in the box. It's dropped back to Muller. Some really poor defending. FC Ingolstadt caught on their heels. Muller once more finding the net. The record scorer for BFC at the moment, and also pushing for the record in the league. With yet another finish from close range, right-footed, leaving the keeper with no chance. It is now 2-1. Borkowski down this right-hand side into Deichmann, who's caused BFC some problems. Schmidt has been dragged well out of position, finds Borkowski, Di Benedetto tries stepping across, doesn't win the ball back to Dijkman. Just playing it around the edge of the box, trying to find that one chance. And Borkowski once more. Theo full stretch with a fantastic save as Berger goes flying in, and the referee does bring it back. It was a really poor tackle by the captain, Di Benedetto, who's had a really good game so far, dictating the midfield. Finds Berger, now finds Bauer, looking for the return pass. Lovely little bit of skill in the middle of the pitch, keeping the ball. He's been really impressive in this game, as Keller, again lucky to not find himself injured due to an outstretched lunging tackle. If his leg was planted, that could have been a really, really poor tackle. The referee does brandish a yellow card to the disdain of Franz Berg, you can see on the sideline. Furious at how bad that tackle was. BFC have been good at set pieces as they look to carry on with potentially another set piece chance. It's actually really, really poorly worked, but it finds Muller, who strikes from distance, and some distance it was. The keeper forced into putting the ball over the crossbar for a corner kick as Vogel delivers it to the near post, and it is away. And now Dijkman can bring Ingolstadt forward on a counter-attack. Guevara, who has been a thorn in the side of BFC today, finds Plath. It's a really lovely turn. Lang has some defending to do. Guevara drives past him once more like he isn't even there. They have men in the middle. They have found the goal scorer, Theo, with a really good save, and he can't stop the second one. Dijkman levels Ingolstadt with a rebound goal. BFC's defenders caught sleeping at the back post. I think it was Ullmann who let his man drift off him, as Dijkman has one of the easiest goals he'll be scoring this season. Theo, no chance for the second one. It is now 2-2. Funk out to Guevara, the left back. Back to Guevara on this left hand side. Caused some real problems again with the overlap. Berger has been caught again as Guevara plays another fantastic pass. They have loads of men in the middle. They've taken their time. Dijkman with the second of the game. Ingolstadt's third. 66 minutes being played. They are now leading 3-2 in a game that has been full of quality and also errors. You can see the BFC players not picking up their men. Schmidt goes flying in, and Theo just left helpless once more. He's been able to stop so many chances this season, but today all three have been past him in a flash, leaving him stranded. 3-2. Lorenz into Dijkman, who is on a hat-trick and is looking for it as well as he carries on his run and is now found behind Beck, who's come on for Ullmann. And again, Schmidt has been caught out on the ball, and a thunderous finish, putting Ingolstadt well in the clear. BFC's defending has really let them down today. Regardless of missed chances, hitting crossbars or posts, defending has been poor to say the least, and a thunderous left-footed finish. Ingolstadt being clinical as ever. Theo once more left with not much chance of saving that one. Ingolstadt go clear 4-2. It is going to be a long way back for BFC now. 84 minutes played. There's only 5 minutes if BFC are to get anything out of it. Guevara once more drives down this left side into Plath. Guevara, they're playing really nice football. They have so many men over. Schmidt being dragged out of position. Theo with a really strange save, who manages to keep it out. He's had a really tough game as the BFC number one. But now there is a potential chance at a counter-attack as Muller finds Papadopoulos, who's come on for Bauer. And now Beck Back to Papadopoulos. They do have men in the middle. It's found Elias Meyer. Back to Papadopoulos, who tries sliding the ball into Sam Fuchs, but is way too strong. And now, with just 1 minute being left on the clock, it is unlikely BFC are going to get anything out of this. But Ingolstadt do not care. They want to put a fifth on the board, it seems. Guara plays over to the left-hand side. They drive down this left. Again, Lang being caught out with some really poor defending. They have a man in the middle. Schmidt comes flying in, doesn't make any contact. But thankfully, the ball doesn't end up in the back of the net. It looks like it is going to be all over. And it is. The referee blows his full-time whistle with a final scoreline of 4-2. In favour of the home side. It was a really good performance. They created lots and lots of chances, as did BFC, but the more clinical team in Ingolstadt, who are currently sitting on top of the table, put some distance between themselves and BFC. The stats, as you see, they are quite similar. Ingolstadt do edge expected goals, and it ended 4-2 in what was a very entertaining game.
After a devastating loss, which now puts them 7 points off the top, it was Berg's job to pick the team up and show some real resilience, a quality needed to compete for titles. Rot-Weiss Essen were the next challenge. Muller, the talisman for BFC Germania, would fire home yet another early goal, leading his side to a 1-0 start. At the other end, Theo would make a good save to his left, keeping it at 1-0. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to stop a wonderful strike as it sails into the top corner, giving them the 1-1 equaliser. They would then take the lead as a pullback pass was finished off with a sweeping finish. The second half would start brightly for BFC as Sam Fuchs hit the side netting after what was a lovely passing move by the team. Muller too would fire wide as BFC inched closer to a well-deserved leveller. Keller was lucky to come away from this terrible tackle without injury. In the second half, RV Essen would have a gilt-edged chance fly wide from what was an open goal. A goal that would have sealed the fate for BFC. Unfortunately, their fates were already sealed as a stabbed finish would find the back of the net for a 3-1 scoreline. Muller, though, would force a top-draw save, and that would be the final action as BFC once again come crashing down in back-to-back losses, the first for the club this season. It was straight on to Victoria Köln next, where things would carry on just the same. The icy and snowy pitch would see a rebound goal fly in to give the home team the lead. Muller would go close at the other end with a leaping effort that flashed past the post. Victoria, on the other hand, wouldn't be denied their second as a thunderous strike flies past Theo for a 2-0 lead. With the icy conditions, challenges were flying in, this one however only resulting in a yellow card. Fuchs would find his scoring form as he strikes one into the top corner, routing the goalkeeper. Vogel would also force the keeper into action, resulting in a corner this time. The second half would start the same as the first ended. Vogel fires just over with a lovely solo effort. Di Benedetto would be the unlikely scorer as BFC finally get their well-deserved equaliser. Vogel, who caused Victoria a lot of problems, would once more force a corner from a strong effort. Muller would also test the keeper's resolve as his headed effort was turned away, resulting in a final score of 2-2. A huge show of character from the BFC men. Michael Beck would show his disapproval for being on the bench in their last game, but that was kept behind closed doors and dealt with internally. But for Karl Gross, a growing frustration that his game time wasn't meeting expectations. France assured him that it was just because of tactical reasons and he should be getting more game time in the future. Only 1 point from 3 games meant that BFC had now slipped from automatic promotion places and now 7 points from first place. It was going to be a tough December for the boys in red. A home tie against FC Erzgebirge was up next. Another formation change for Berg's men as they tried to stop the goals being conceded. They rank first with over double compared to the next team. Keller, who has improved his overall this season, fires well wide early on into the match as BFC look to correct a poor November. He would however set up an in-form Muller with another classy goal from the big German teenager. Theo at the other end would keep the score at 1-0 as he looks to keep more clean sheets. Keller would go close once more as this effort just flies over the crossbar. The team in blue pushed up the other end as a well-struck effort just passes the post. A wonderful move from Bauer sets up another from Mr. Muller, who fires home BFC's second of the day. Theo would be beaten down the other end, but to his delight the ball would sail just over the crossbar, keeping his clean sheet intact. Muller would then force a class save from the keeper to keep it at 2-0. A small sample of what Franz Berg is hoping to do more of from his side, as a wonderful team play effort would result in a great opportunity for Vogel, who unfortunately hit his effort well wide, ending the game in a well-deserved 2-0 win. The action doesn't stop there, as one of the most ferocious games of the season took place. Janssen would find his way into the book early on for this tackle, before the Aachen striker fires just over from a left-footed shot. Muller would once more have his shooting boots on as he smashes home the opener from close range. The fiery tone continued as Bauer would be side down in the middle of the park. Muller would this time fire wide, a really good opportunity to put them 2-0 up. He would however make up for it with an outstanding curling effort beating the keeper to give BFC a well-deserved 2-0 lead. Elias Meyer would be in the book next as he takes revenge for Bauer, for then 5 minutes later having to jump out of the way of a reckless two-footed challenge. Lang, after watching his teammates be smashed all game, took it into his own hands and delivered out a horrific challenge, resulting in the only red card of the game. BFC kept the 2-0 result, meaning that they are now back to 2 points off top spot, with one more game to go in December. The transfer list was updated as all players who have 6 months or less on their contracts are listed. Di Benedetto would be facing his former team as BFC took on Stuttgart at home. Muller would try a long-ranged effort that sails well wide, before Stuttgart took BFC by surprise, scoring against the run of play, giving them the lead. Muller would this time be denied by a top save from an on-rushing goalkeeper. The two would once more meet as the keeper pushed out a fine shot for a corner. He would then save another set-piece routine as they look to hang on to the lead. Muller, however, had different plans as he scores a well-timed header at the far post, giving BFC a well-earned equaliser. Theo would be needed to keep it at 1-1 with a great outstretched save. Muller would once more miss the target on an icy Berlin pitch before finally finding the target as he smashes it past the keeper. With the last kick of the game, Stuttgart waste one of their best chances as the final whistle blew. BFC's victory on the last game of the year. A month that was covered with elite performances leads them back to second place, only 2 points off first. With January right around the corner, BFC plans have been kept under wraps for now. More light will be shed on these plans as Franz is set to meet the board in the coming week. The top of the table clash will happen in January, and it will give BFC the chance to take the reins of their destiny. Defying all odds this season, how far do you think they can go? But that is all from me today. I hope you have enjoyed the episode of the BFC Germania career mode, and if you have, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, and make sure you have that notification bell on so you don't miss the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of the day wherever you are, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye.